The basic bodies, you first of all draw a borderline. This borderline is optional too. So after that, then you go ahead and place your front measurements. So in this case, I have the front measurement at 14.5. Then after you do that, you connect the lines. So, and you label that your waist at the front. So after that, you go ahead and place your bust points marking. So you can mark it like 3 times so that you have a straight line. So after that, you connect the dots. So, and you label that your bust point. So the next thing, on this borderline that you draw, you impute your shoulder to shoulder measurements, and you can also call it back measurements. Your shoulder divided by 2. So you place it there. So after that, you construct your shoulder slope. So for me, I come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. Then after that, I will now place my armhole depth. Then how do you get your armhole depth? Your bust, that is the bust you are working with, divided by 6 plus 1.5. That is my own method of calculating my armhole depth. So after that, you connect it straight down. Then on your armhole depth, you insert your chest line. So let's move to construction of our neck block. So basic neckline for the front is 3 by 3, 3 inches in depth and also 3 inches in width. So from that 3, you connect with your armhole curve like a circle like this. So after you do that, you construct your shoulder slope. From your neck point, you connect to that 1 inch that you came down by. So you have successfully constructed your neck block and your shoulder slope. So to construct a perfect armhole, you locate the midpoint of your armhole depth. Then for the front, you go in by 0.75. So after you do that, you now place your chest line. So your chest line is your bust divided by 4 plus ease allowance. So here I'm placing the quarter of my bust, the quarter of my waist measurement to connect straight. So this will guide me in placing my chest measurement. So here I have 10 as my bust point. So here I should have, on my chest line, I should have 10.25 or 10.05 maximum. So that is what will guide me in constructing my armhole. So now I will now connect from this point to this point and also to my chest line. So you can connect that with your armhole curve. So just for some measurements, you have it construct at once, and for some you have to navigate the curving. So this is the armhole curve for the front. So now the next thing for us is to place our dart. So how do you place your dart? You use your bust span measurement divided by 2. Bust span is a nipple to nipple, and your dart for the front should not get to your bust point. So here I want to shear the dart because I added 1 inch to the waist as my dart allowance. Then I come down by 1 inch from the bust point so that the dart will not affect the bust measurement. So I've successfully sheared the dart. The next thing for me is to insert my side dart. Here you use the difference between your front length and your back length. So here I have 1 inch as the difference. So that is what I'm doing. And by the time we threw the darts, our pattern will surely shift. So I want to make room for the excess, for the shortage that it will have. So how do you do that? You locate the midpoint of your dart, then you come out from that midpoint by 0.5, then you connect it on your bust point and also blend it to your chest line. So we are done with the front pattern like this. I'm done with the front pattern. The next thing now is to label the pattern. Say so the center front is going to be on fold. So this is okay. So to do the back, I will impute the half of the biggest part of my measurements. So because this is half scale, the biggest part is bust. So half of it, and the bust is 42. So half of it is 21. So I mark 21 from the center front. So after that, I put it into a straight line. Then I'm going in by my back length. Remember, your front and your back length are not the same thing. So I'm placing my back measurement and I'm marking that like 3 to 2 times so that I will have a straight line. So after that, I connect the dots. So then I'll label it my back length. Then I also go in and mark my bust point. So the bust point is 11. So I'll go in and mark it all the way down. So this is what I'm doing, and I'm connecting it, and I'll label it as well. Like we did for the front, I will mark my shoulder measurements. Then before I mark my shoulder measurements, I will do the back tightening. So you can decide to go in by 0.5, 0.75 or 1 inch. So here from the center back, I use 0.5. I go in by 0.5 and I connect that more like a dart. So what this will give you is to have a perfect zipper. It will help you remove a zipper bulge from your center back. So after that, I put the quarter of my waist measurement plus 1 inch for that at the waist. So here at the bust points, I'm putting the quarter of my bust measurement. So after that, I'll connect the lines. So when you connect the lines, so on your top line, you impute the half of your shoulder. Then you go ahead and construct your shoulder slope. That is, you come down by 1 inch for your shoulder slope. Then you impute your chest line measurements. So after that, you still go ahead and repeat half of your shoulder measurement so that you have a straight line while connecting the armhole line. So after you do that, you locate the midpoint of your armhole line. So after you locate that, you now go in from that middle by 0.5. So after you do that, you want to put your chest line measurement. So your chest line measurement is the quarter of your bust plus ease allowance. The ease might be 0.25, it might be 0.5 maximum. So after that, you extend the line up to the point that you mark. So after this, you can connect your armhole and you can go ahead to do your neck block like I'm doing here. So for the neck block, I also use the same neck width. I use 3 by 1 for the back. So your neck width should be the same thing. Your neck depth might differ in every occasion. So here, after constructing my neck block, I connect from that point to my shoulder slope. So after that, I'll now connect all the dots together for my armhole. So can you see how I place my armhole curve? So you place it that way and you connect like so. So after you do that, you now go ahead to impute your dart. So your dart, you start measuring from your new center back line. So you impute your bust palm measurements. After you do that, to get a straight line, so you now mark from your old center back line. You measure where you have there all the way to where your dart will stop. So you'll be able, that way you have a straight line to connect your darts line to serve as the center of your dart. So after you do that, you now shear your darts intake. You remember we added 1 inch for our dart allowance when we were drafting the waist, so we shear it 1/2 inch on both sides. So this way we are done.